We are a few minutes late, but we are ready to rock and roll. It is Monday night. It is 10:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is time for spiritual therapy. I am super excited to be I am super excited to be back in the podcast chair and to have the couch open. We have been off for about a week because we were in revival, and now we are back live, and I'm super excited. So much to talk about, so many hot topics, so much happening in the world. Just had the Grammys last night. That was crazy. I'm sure a lot of people watched it. Would love to discuss kind of y'all takeaways from that. But it is Monday, and it's time for spiritual therapy. Let me get some water. Yeah, this is... My body's going through a lot. I don't know what's happening today. Oh my God. Let me do this. I'm going to start it off with this. Last night, I had a watershed moment. Last night, something happened to me. I'll never forget it. I can never live it down. My daughter, we were in the living room, or we were in the kitchen, we were talking, and she was doing some type of dance. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, oh, it's this dance. It's this new TikTok. Let me show it to you. And she just started doing it, and the music was playing. She was doing it. She was having fun. I said, let me join in. And I started doing it. This is a true story. This is real. This really happened last night. She's dancing. We're in the kitchen, and I start dancing. I don't know what happened, but my ankle gave out.
Oh man. No.
Like, you know how like it buckled? Like it felt like a sprain. I fell on the floor. Like literally both in pain and laughing at the same time, because I realized, I said, I'm too old for this. I said, oh my God, I just got hurt doing a dance.
A TikTok dance.
It's all good, man.
I said, I am officially, I think I'm done. I said, I am officially old. And so, yeah, that happened last night. And so I'm still reeling over that. Of course, we know that the Grammys were last night. I don't know if you watched it or not, but we got a lot to discuss. Look, do me a favor. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. It's so good to see you. I want you to do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not subscribed yet. The algorithm shows, this is just what I heard people say, but the algorithm shows that 70% of y'all that watch aren't subscribed to the channel. So do me a favor, as you're watching, just take a moment, go ahead and subscribe. We would love for you to turn your notifications on, so every time we go live, you get the notification. If you're watching on Facebook, you're probably old.
That's crazy.
To a degree, I'm just saying, more old people use Facebook than YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you might be a little bit older. Do me a favor, go ahead and follow the page. I believe every time we go live, you'll be notified as well. It is going to be a good night. We're going to get ready to do roll call. I want to see who we got in the building. If this is your first time joining the podcast, do me a favor and just put newbie. I want to know who you are. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're joining from. And if you're joining tonight, let me know where you're joining from. I want to be able to give you a shout out and say what it do to you. I'm super excited about tonight. Let's go ahead and get into it. I see y'all. What it do? All right, let's go ahead and do roll call. Of course, we got Christy in the building. I appreciate Christy because she be in at 10:08 and we don't even go live to like 10:10, 10:09. She's always in early, just like Matthew, Jasmine, they're in the building. It's good to see them. Lance is in the building. Go ahead, shoot it to the couch. Lance is on the couch. What up? Hey, Lance, you're a fan favorite. Nah. You're a fan favorite, man. They asked for you.
It's too good to be true.
The disrespect.
I mean, like, they over there, right? I mean, Jesus. Like, they gonna call out every little mishap. I want y'all to remember that. Because when I start throwing them back at you, I just want you to remember that. All right, but it's good to see Lance. Not only do we have Lance on the couch, you can throw it back to the couch. We got Ariel on the couch. Can we give it up for our producer, Ariel? She keeps us on task. Thank you, Ariel. How are you doing? I'm going to keep doing roll call, but let me just see how y'all doing. How you doing, Ariel?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, how was your day?
It was good. First day of a new life. So we're doing
yeah, I saw you text that. What does that mean when you text that?
New life, new schedule, new activities happening. So it's exciting.
Like you got a new job?
I might, but not yet. I did apply for one though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, we believe in God.
Yes,
we believe in God. Well, hey, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Amen. Yeah. What about you, Lancey? How you doing?
Today was great, man. Got to cut on set for Say Yes to the Dress.
For real?
Yeah. So they do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got to cut on set for Say Yes. Now, which one is this? This is not Love is Blind. This is not
So this
Love
is
at
a show
First.
where they pick out like the dress for the wedding, and the male pick out the tux for his wedding or whatever. So they do an initiative saying yes to the prom for high school students, like less fortunate kids. So we cut over 100 students.
Wait,
for free.
how many heads you cut today?
A good 15 or so.
So what do you like? These are different cuts, nice cuts, or you just doing everybody?
We tried to do like simple tapers, but for some students, like they start talking to us, like telling us what's going on in their life. You kind of feel it out, and then you give them a longer cut, like the full cut that they want, just so they can talk to you and you can give them.
That's
advice.
awesome, man. That's awesome.
Like Ariel said, first day of the internship. So
first day of the internship. Yeah. So they just had their first day of the internship. Both of them, right? Both of y'all. So both Lance and Ariel are now students in the internship, which is our licensing and ordination program that we have here at Embassy. So you can throw it back up. So tell us, how was today? How was y'all first day in the internship?
Man, it was fire. Great teaching. Minister Tim is a beast.
Yeah.
He knows how to put personality with education, which makes it fun when you put it together. And so, we great first day. Started out with a lot of expressive things.
What about you, Ariel? How was your first day?
I think the energy was good. I definitely have to figure out which part of my brain to click back on because it's been a while since I've been in school, like in that setting, I would say. So I'm hitting my 20 years from high school.
We can't do it. We need one of those buttons. Dang! 20 years since high school. So what was your year? You graduated with?
04.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I graduated.
Yeah.
I graduated 04 too.
Yeah.
You know what our motto was? My school was so ghetto. Our motto was 04 ho. That's what we did. That's what we said. That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
04, that is crazy.
Yeah.
We graduated 2004. You know, it's funny because if you go back, you could do this anywhere, but if you type in highlights or major life or major world events 2004 and just see what Google pops up and you see the songs and all the different stuff, it's crazy the stuff that was out and the stuff that was popular in 2004. That is amazing.
That's
man. But I'm glad y'all day was good, and I'm praying that your day was well as well. I do want to finish our roll call.
How was your day?
My day was great. It was actually wonderful. My day was actually really, really great. It was really, really great. And then I had a couple of meetings, and both of the meetings were very, very great. Very, very great.
That's
the
good.
Prayers of the righteous availeth much.
Come
you know
on
what I
now.
mean? So I love it when you're able to just see just a little bit of progress in your prayers. So no, everything was awesome. I'm doing good. I pray that you all are doing good. Let me see who else is on here so we can get started. We got a lot of hot topics. Super excited to get into it. But we got Isaiah in the build. Okay. Well, we just got out of. We haven't been live since revival, right? No. So we just got out of a revival last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was crazy. And did y'all see Isaiah get a word?
Yes.
Yes,
man,
sir.
I love it, man. I love when people get a word, man. When he called Isaiah's name, just seeing Isaiah's like,
Yeah, 100%.
yes, you. And he came, he received that word. That was really, really awesome. But it's good to see you, Isaiah. It's good to see Ariel in the building. Sai is in the building. What to do, Sai? Liz, we love you. What to do? Chanel and Kevin and Tina and Jamel. It's good to see you, Jamel, praying for you. Angel, it's good to see you. Jasmine is in the building. Ashley, it's good to see you. Flatina, what it do? Brandon Wells is in the building, y'all. It's good to see Brandon in the building. Tamara's in the building. Destiny is actually in the spot. So it's good to see her. It's good to see Sierra. It's good to see you, girl. Always praying for you. Kennedy, Jazz is in the building. Jazz is also in the building. Hey, it's good to see you. Yeah, man. I don't like. Yeah, y'all could have clapped for Jazz. Y'all could have clapped for Jazz.
I thought you did the first thing.
Anyway, Anyway, it's good to see Siobhan. It's good to see Amanda. It's good to see all of y'all. Crystal, it's good to see you. Thank y'all. Look, if y'all are joining, do me a favor. Don't just watch. Don't just absorb the content and the entertainment. Do me a favor. Go ahead and share it and make sure somebody joins with you. As a matter of fact, you can tag somebody in the video and it'll make them easier. It'll make it easier for them to join. All right. So if this is your first time watching, I want to welcome you to Spiritual Therapy. Every Monday night at 10 p.m. we go live to kind of give a spiritual take, to give spiritual understanding and spiritual insight on some of the most current events, on some of the world's most current events. And that's what we're about to do. We're about to get into our hot topics. We got a lot going on. You can throw it to the couch. Ariel, like what's going on in the world? There's a lot of stuff. We just had the Grammys and all that different kind of stuff. What's going on in the world? What's kind of on your purview? Like what have you been seeing that you feel like, we ain't got to get into the hot topics, but what have you been seeing that you feel like we really need to like get into?
I know this Black History Month, but we've been at Embassy City for the last 2 weeks, so that's what I've been seeing.
Yeah. Well, it is Black History Month. As a church, we really don't. As a church, we really don't celebrate Black history like that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Just for people that may be watching that be like, okay, why you don't? You know what I mean? Because I know some churches, they put on full dashikis. Some churches, they put on full African wear and, all the whole thing. I watched the church. I'm not going to say the name of the church, but it's not like a big church or anything like that, just a church that I know. And I said, I wonder what they did on Sunday. And everything was pretty much like it normally is. It was like it normally is. But then they had a Black history presentation. They had a woman that dressed up like she was either trying to be Harriet Tubman or but they dressed up like a slave. Yeah, like a slave. And they had a voiceover, and the voiceover was just saying, I helped free over 100, like they had a voiceover of her life or whatever, while she just pantomime kind of running through the woods or whatever. She was like, you know what I mean? Like, I think she was like, running away from dogs, and she was like, like it was really interesting. But I don't want to do that. And that's why if I don't have a quality production or a quality spotlight, I just don't want to throw something together. But that's the only reason. I've always thought like, how do and again, I know y'all don't care. I know a lot of people don't care. Black people don't care. But I'm saying I always felt like, how do other people feel? Because if you do African American History Month or Black History Month, do you do Hispanic History Month?
100%.
But do you understand like how that can be?
Chinese New Year.
You know what I mean? Like if you do that, and then of course if you have Latinos in the congregation, but they've done a lot too.
Yeah. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo does not celebrate their history, right? So let's just say that. And that's one day. So I don't, okay, that's not their day. All right. But so that's honestly one of the reasons why I have a little bit of a kind of a quagmire there, and don't necessarily know what I want to do. I know that wasn't necessarily hey, we're there. All right.
It's not a bad thing though.
Talk to me.
I'm just saying it's not a bad thing that we don't, because I think sometimes people take those opportunities to kind of pander to certain audiences. Yeah. So I feel like with you, we kind of still flow in what the Spirit is telling you to do versus like, I have to stop what I'm doing because now it's February and I have to focus on Black history. I wish more like corporate would avoid talking about Black history. Yeah, we don't celebrate. And I'm not saying Black History Month is like any other celebration or whatever the case may be, but I try not to be led by human holidays. You know what I mean? And I try to be led by the Lord. But but we do celebrate all that Black people, all that. I don't know why I sound like I'm not Black. You do,
but
you do.
So if you do if you know the history of Black History Month, the reason why it was created is because back in those I think it was like the 1800s. It wasn't around in the 1800s. They wasn't teaching about Black history.
I want to say Black History Month came after the Civil Rights.
It started as a day.
Yeah, it was probably like after the 60s or something like that. But keep going.
Well, okay. Excuse me for that. But
did somebody look it up? Come on, fact check. Find out when Black History Month started, because you may be right.
So they did it because it wasn't being taught, right?
Right.
And the initiative was to keep it as a thing to where it was multiple It wasn't just for a month. It wasn't supposed to be like, that was the thing. Like, we trying to progress to this being in the curriculum for forever, you know, every day of the year, just like we teach about every other things. And so my whole thing with the Black History Month is like, it's cool, but if you really look at it, it's like, they're still finding ways to take our history out of, you know, 100%. Textbook, out of schools. So it's like, we can celebrate it, but has there been progression? Like, don't get lost in the February is y'all month. Let's have a couple knickknacks at the store and things of that nature to show y'all history. But it's like, at the end of the day, are we really making progress? Because if we're still in the same position that we were when it was created, what are we really celebrating? Yeah.
And I do think that it's okay for us to acknowledge it. You know, I mean, I think it's okay 100%. For us to celebrate it. I just think that, you know, doing something every Sunday may be a lot. And, you know, I just don't like to be cheesy. And my thing is, there's other people that did stuff than create the peanut.
Correct.
Like if I hear about the peanut, you know what I mean? There's other Black inventors and Black scientists and stuff like that. We don't have to always go to Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, the peanut, and Frederick Douglass. It's like, it's always George going Washington back there. Carver. So
I'm saying his name is George Washington Carver.
I know what I say.
The peanut.
I know his name is George Washington Carver. The who?
Okay.
A Black man didn't he invent the stoplight?
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff. You're getting your Black history right now.
1976.
Look at that.
Black History Month was recognized in 1976.
Yes.
1976. There you go.
Yeah, I was off.
The 18.
Yeah, you're off by like a couple hundred years.
It's all
good. Just a couple hundred years.
We did church histories today. Not American history.
So it is Black History Month. So we do celebrate all that Black people, all the African Americans contributed to our culture, and we'll continue to talk about that as the weeks go by. This is also our Covenant Month. This is where we emphasize relationships. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Do y'all celebrate Valentine's Day? That mean they do. Did you always not celebrate? No, I don't. I mean, of course, before I was like born again. Before I was saved, but since I've been saved, Valentine's Day has never been anything for us. Yeah, I mean, it's Valentine's Day. It's not. If you do the history, you know what I mean. It's not something we should celebrate. Yeah, I mean, it's about the massacre. So I mean, I just think that it's number one. Most worldly holidays are marketing schemes. You know what I mean? From Easter to Halloween to Christmas, it's all about 100%. Them selling stuff and, you know, offloading old candy. And, you know, they have a rhyme and a reason behind what they do. Most of the time, we don't have a revelation of why we're doing something. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I was just saying this a little bit earlier, how, you know, I got some flowers for a mirror, but, you know, sometimes I send flowers to my wife's job and stuff. And I'm like, I already do that. I don't have to wait for Valentine's Day to do that. Now, if you don't do nothing, then maybe you got to wait for Valentine's Day to do something special. But if you treat somebody nice all the time, then Valentine's Day just is a regular day. Romans 14 says that there are some people that observe days better or greater than other days. Some people observe every day alike. I don't ever feel different on my birthday.
100%.
Ever. I never wake up like, oh, this is a new me. No, it's a regular day for me. You know what I mean? So why did we get into that?
You was just asking about our days. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, month of love. You gave people an excuse though for Valentine's Day. Well, not you gave them one, but because MC's doing the money fast starting on the
100%. I thought about that. When I thought about the fast, we're doing a financial fast in our church from February 9th to February 29th. And the moment I thought about that, I felt like all the women were gonna be like, see, he's just trying to make them not have to pay for nothing for Valentine's Day. And I'm just like, man, yeah, please. But anyway, hey, we know some places gonna be empty, like Cheesecake Factory. And nobody, you better not go to no Cheesecake for Valentine's Day. Oh man, that's gonna be some bad business.
That is hilarious.
Well, I ain't got time. I would do a whole like restaurant list, but you know, we'll see. All right, so let's get into hot topics. We don't want to belabor the point. It's good to see everybody. We got a good crowd tonight. Thank y'all so much for being on. If y'all are joining us, thank you for joining us. Please make sure that you share it, subscribe. We're about to get into our hot topics. Go ahead, throw it to the couch. What are our hot topics? What's on the agenda?
So last night was the Grammys.
Yes.
I don't know which year. I actually didn't watch it, but I heard some things about like Jay-Z and his, you know, he said, I just tell the truth when I get nervous. And then we saw Killer Mike win some Grammys. Three Grammys.
Right.
Then he was detained in the arena shortly after.
Well, let's start with Let's start with Jay-Z. I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see a couple of clips of him accepting his award. And one of the things he said, a lot of people are going to go home robbed. I don't know if you heard that. He said a lot of people are going to go home robbed. He said a lot of people are in the wrong category. Hear me. It sounds like church.
Yeah.
It sounds like church. I be watching people get awards and I be like, they ain't even original. I'm like, that's the first thing. But then I'm like, man, they in the wrong category. But you know what it made me, whenever I see award shows and stuff like that, I get a bit frustrated because, and again, our reward, not an award, but our reward is in heaven. And if we get nothing in this earth, we're okay with that because we're serving God. Our reward is in heaven. So I'm okay with that. But what makes me upset though, is you have real people investing in their artistry, like trying to push the limit, innovate their creativity, do things that ain't never been done before. And I'm glad that Ty won, and I'm glad that, other people won. But it seems like when it comes to the Grammys, I mean, Taylor, we're going to give it to Taylor Swift every year.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm like, good God almighty, man. Yeah. And I don't know, like, for me, I ain't going to lie. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard the Taylor Swift song, and I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I've heard, you know what I mean? Didn't she? No, that was Miley Cyrus.
Which one?
Who did The Climb?
That's Miley.
But all of them songs, they all kind of sound, kind of the same. Every Taylor Swift song I've ever heard sounds the same. And I can't tell the difference from any of her music or anything. So, so she won, and it was dope to see Jay-Z bring his daughter on stage. Yeah. See, hear me. They don't play about legacy.
100%.
They don't play about legacy. I'm going to get you used to all these people early. Yep. I'm going to get you used to that. So you have no excuse for you can't say, I'm afraid of my calling. I'm afraid. You've been used to this since you were a child. So it was good to see him bring his child on stage. Her name is
Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy, right? She looked just like Beyonce, boy. You don't think so? Maybe from the side, I was like, because they kept showing Beyonce in that hat thing, and they looked the same. I guess I wouldn't say anybody looked like it. I wouldn't say anybody looked like Jay-Z. I would not.
But the other ones do.
I would not disrespect any woman.
The other ones do.
And say they look like Jay-Z. But
I don't ever see it.
It was funny because a lot of people are saying Cat Williams had January, Jay-Z got February. Who's got March? But what they're saying is there's this evolution. There's this addiction. There's this pull towards truth where everybody wants to kind of, I don't know. And he didn't go crazy, but I mean, what did you think about what he said?
About what, the Jay-Z?
The Jay-Z, yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch it. I don't watch award shows. So, yeah.
Matt brought it up.
You can bring it back to me.
Matt, come over here and tell him about it.
Yeah, why are you on the couch? He ain't gonna be able to add to the cultural conversation.
I can talk about the Killer Mike situation for sure, but
you can?
Yeah, but I can't. I'm just not a fan of award shows. So.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm not a fan of award shows because most of the time they're political. You know what I mean? Most of the time, they're rigged. But the frustration that I have, and I don't want to forget my point, the frustration that I have is that y'all, if you watch church lives, just on a Sunday morning, you can go on YouTube and there's a live button where you press that button and everything live comes up, and you can just scroll churches, 100%. Right? Scroll on churches. Even the best churches, for the most part, camera-wise, they have a crane, and they have a shot that they can really push in.
Right.
They ain't got nobody on that stage.
100%.
They ain't got nobody doing National Geographic. Like what Dave and them be doing and what Nick and them be doing, what Drew be doing. They ain't got nobody doing that. Mm-hmm. And so I be sitting there looking at our people, and I mean other churches as well, innovate their space. Hear me. Nobody would ever know.
100%. 100%.
Nobody would ever know. I look at the photography every week that come out this church, and I'm like, bro, are they seeing this? I'm like, this is ministering. Like, this ain't even just pictures no more. This is like, God. I'm like, I want to get this stuff framed. Hear me. No award. Nobody will ever say, wow, are you looking at the strides they're making? Even if we did a creative conference, if we had a series, think about how we do series, set design, and then a foyer display.
Right.
Yep.
And hear me. So that's why I've thought about creating a church awards.
That'd be dope.
But then you got to think about, it's so hard for the sincerity and the heart of men.
Yeah.
To, you know what I mean? I'm saying in the sense of the moment you add a prize, you pervert people's intent.
Right.
Because now they're trying to innovate so they can get that award, not even because they're hearing what the Holy Spirit is saying. So that's why it just becomes it's so hard to give Christians anything.
Yeah. That's a good point. I know with the Clark sisters, them winning, they were asking why they were so excited to win a worldly award when it comes to the Grammys. So
say it again.
Like the church, they were saying, why as Christian artists is it such a big deal for them to win a worldly award?
You know what? I think it's a big deal because the church don't usually celebrate you.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
The church don't usually give you nothing for doing nothing. You can live right. They don't give you nothing. The only time the church, how do I say it? Show that they care, and it's really a twisted way, is when you fall. Yes. That's the only time the church even says, "Oh, we noticed you. You had a scandal." It's like, hear me, literally right now. It don't matter what I do. I am in the shadow. I ain't gonna say the names, but I am in the shadow of these people. Let me do one thing. They would call me. And number one, they probably wouldn't call me, but let's say they did. That would make me even madder.
Right.
Like, you called me now?
Right.
When you could have called me last week?
Yeah.
No, it's just like how you did when you was talking about the chair. When you did the musical chairs. Like you said, people are just walking around. They're waiting for somebody to fall. It's like you are awarded for your fall, and you are despised for your greatness.
Wow, that's so good.
And it's crazy. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't watch award shows, is because people that I've seen that's like genuine, where they'll like go after their craft. They will innovate. They will help others. They will bring up others, even in the midst of them not getting any attention or any awards. They still have a pure heart. You got people that will, literally tell somebody like, yeah, I'll bring you up, but keep them where they are just so they can write for them, or they can give them their ideas, and then they show them no credit. So it's like, and then they get the awards for it, the person that's using all their ideas.
100%.
So that's why I kind of like never really steered towards award shows.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I don't watch them a lot now. I think I used to, especially like the Oscars, because I was into film and into video. I wanted to see who won best cinematographer, lighting design and editing and sound design, stuff like that. But I think for the Grammys, I've really never really been into the Grammys, because I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I mean, when I was a kid, of course, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know what I mean? Like 3 6 Mafia. I'm from Atlanta. 3 6 Mafia, Kilo Ali. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's that type of stuff. But like after I got saved and stuff like that, I mean, literally in high school, I listened to a lot of meditative music. I was very, you know what I mean? I didn't listen to a lot of like gangster rap. And now that when I got born again, I just wasn't a big secular music person. So I don't usually know. I don't watch because I feel some type of way. I just don't really know many of the artists and stuff like that. But I do like watching the performances, because the level of creativity and the level of production in the performances do inspire me. You know what I mean? But I don't, you know what I mean? Like you have two schools of thought. Y'all know that there's a bit deconstructionist movement in the body of Christ right now, where they're trying to take away things like titles, rank, hierarchy, and they're pretty much saying that we're all the same, right? But while we're all equally loved by God, we're not all equally anointed by God. We're anointed based on assignment. Assignments do have priority, right? And so they're trying to take away this idea that there's some semblance of levels or whatever the case may be, which I think is dangerous. I was saying that to say, what was I talking about before I went to that?
You was talking about the award shows, like
why you don't.
The reason why you don't watch them.
But but I don't like Christians making it seem like because awards do drive competition.
100%.
And remember, we talked about in one of our last podcasts that in order for you to do competition in a healthy way, you got to be whole. You know what I mean? If you're broken, if you have low self-esteem, if you have a level of insecurity, then competition is always going to corrupt the soul. But if you're around peers and friends that you're trying to challenge to be the best that they can be, then competition is not necessarily a negative thing. And the reason I like award shows is because it does drive innovation and it does drive competition, because it continues to elevate the bar. I'm afraid when you know, like they talk about like this new generation where everybody gets an award.
Yeah.
Like you get an award and you get a runner-up award and you get an award and you get hear me, you should learn to feel the sting of defeat.
That's
100%.
right.
100%.
Right? Like, because that should make you go back into the gym, make you go back into the lab, make you go back into the book and get better at what you do. But because we're so afraid of people feeling the pain of defeat, we're trying to protect them from the trauma of loss and from the trauma of failure. It should be traumatizing. Just like touching a fire or touching a stove, you should never want to do that again. And if you fail, you should never want to fail again. That sting is there to protect you. I heard somebody say that, you know, what they say? They said, what was it? It was like, I don't know if it was in church or something. And they said they did something, whatever, but they were talking about embarrassment. Yeah. And how, like, if you embarrass them, oh, that's embarrassing. And I think it was Shaq. I think it was Shaq saying it. And Shaq was saying, like, you should be embarrassed 100%. By some stuff. Yeah. There's some stuff you should be embarrassed 100%. By, and you will never do it again. Hear me. It only took me one time to go to school musty. One time. And hear me. There are people that still come to church.
Musty.
Sure do. Yes, they do.
Sure. You follow what I'm saying? It took me one time. But hear me, church folks lie. Yeah. And church folks too nice to say, come here. Yeah.
Little rank.
Hear me. Like, church people just too nice sometimes, right?
Embarrassment. Oh my God.
And that's why things are prolonged. But we don't want to get into that. Y'all are doing good. I appreciate the comments. Look, do me a favor. This is a phenomenal time to go ahead and share the broadcast and tell somebody that we're on. We got to keep going. Now, do we want to say, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Killer Mike being detained, walked through the arena in handcuffs, but being let right back into the show after they realized that it was no problem.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to listen to you, but everybody's saying, you know, you stink. You know, you know, you smell yourself. That's crazy.
You should be your first line of defense.
100%.
For 100%.
But people like to tell stories.
Man, please. If you smell good, I'm gonna tell you. 100%. And if you smell bad, I'm gonna tell you.
You should. Like, I don't
but
see
you don't have to be embarrassing. You tell them one-on-one.
I'm not a good friend if I don't tell you.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. People don't want. Do you want a real husband? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A real, like, my wife literally be like, I be getting on her nerve. Because you know, if she's working with kids or something like that, I'll hug her. I'll be like, been a long day, huh? Been a long day. And she's like, oh, like I'm big, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta say something.
I got a sensitive nose too, man.
You got a sensitive nose?
Yeah. So it's like I smell a lot of stuff, man. Okay. Oh God.
Okay.
Nah, what I'm saying, like, if you got a funk to you, I'm gonna let you know.
I remember this time we were traveling and we were preaching. I was preaching, Jeff was with me or whatever. I don't know how he said this, but I said something to him. He was just like, you know how Jeff is. Yeah. I was like, I'm good. He was like, he's like, you gonna get this mint.
That's a real friend.
You gonna get this mint. I was like, man, what up? But anyway,
that's
I had to tell Jeff he stunk too. Don't try. We ain't getting to it right now. You remember you.
That's a good segue though for embarrassment. We were going to Kim Burrell when she was singing. She told that lady, let that mask work for you.
Yes.
Segue,
come on, produce. You know what she did. Come on, produce. Go ahead, just push them hot topics through. No, you 100%. I was gonna. I named it that a little bit. I was gonna name tonight's episode "Let That Mask Work for You," but I knew people were gonna be like, okay. So let's go ahead and discuss this. If you all did not see, was that this week, last week? Probably last week, maybe. Yeah. Last week, a video surfaced of Pastor Kim Burrell. It was probably a little bit earlier than that, but a video surfaced of Pastor Kim Burrell at the end of one of her messages singing a song. And while she was singing, people in the congregation, one lady in particular, wanted to join in, wanted to sing with her, but Kim Burrell was not having it. This was her solo. She said God is using her right now. And she proceeded to correct the lady to some degree, told her to let that mask work for you. And it went up in shambles. I'm telling you, the moment that video was released, you would have thought Kim Burrell cussed this woman out. And hear me, we're going to discuss it because there's a multitude of different opinions. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Let's throw it to the couch. When y'all saw that video, what was y'all first thought? What was y'all first feeling? Talk to me about the video.
It's just kind of like, whoop, you hit that. Why would she say that to the person? It's more of like coming out of the moment and being in the flesh. I think, like, I don't want you to sing with me. I'm singing right now. She said, I'm trying to minister. Like, I don't need y'all to help. I'll let you know when it's time for you to join me. But in that moment, if someone's in a moment of worship, how can you really control? How can you really control what's happening?
So can I say something real quick to that? So it was a moment where I was worshiping. And
is this recent?
Yeah. And I was told not to sing, you know, and but it wasn't a bad thing though, because it was like, you know, if you can't sing, you don't want to pollute the people with your bad singing, because somebody might react to that and be like, bruh, you tripping. So it's like, you know, sometimes most times a rebuke is for the better of you. Somebody's trying to help you. So it's like, hey, baby girl, I got you. I understand.
What situation are you talking about, Lance?
So it was during school revival, not school, the Stay Strong Start
couple days ago.
Start Strong revival.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was worshiping. And
or something.
You said what song?
I said or something, whatever that.
Oh yeah, it was really worship, right?
It sounds like a Sasquatch mating call. It sounds like Bigfoot.
That was crazy. I didn't even know nobody could hear me. Like, I was trying to be loud. Like, it's been moments where I've been loud, but then it was like this time I really wasn't even trying to be loud. But to my defense, it was like I need y'all to, you know, engage. So I was like, all right, got it. But it was like I engaged the wrong way.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. No, first of all, was it in worship? Maybe it was. I don't even know. Yeah. But it was very quiet. And my thing is, number one, don't sit down behind me, right? Because that's a clear shot for anybody that wants to take me out. So you got to stand up. If I'm standing up, that's number one. And then number two, we worship. We are worshiping men. I'm a worshiping pastor. You can't serve me if you ain't gonna worship, right? So they doing worship and I don't know what they're doing. They just looking around and, you know, doing something. So I just turned around and said, hey, you guys, engage, worship. What I did not say is, this is your solo. This is your moment. This is your opportunity, right? I ain't say that.
Can I tell you how you
And Lance got a voice. Y'all don't know Lance's voice. Y'all think y'all feel his voice here. Hear me. When he speaks, the ground trembles like we can feel it in our soul.
This whole couch.
So literally, he's singing and stuff like that.
Can I say how you said it though? Because that was the greatest thing ever. He was like, don't sing. I was like, oh.
No, I was like, worship, just don't sing.
And this is like why everybody else is worshiping. I was like, so now I'm just standing there like,
oh wow. Okay, for real. Okay, come on. Did I embarrass you?
No,
for real.
No,
we in a safe space.
No, 100% not. Because it's like,
you've been told that before.
We talk. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
But no, honestly, it was like when you know you got a pure heart.
Yeah,
it's like, all right.
And I didn't look at you, or I didn't say it in a condescending way.
No, you were just like, hey, you laughed. We laughed about it. Yeah. Literally in the moment, we laughed about it because it was like, man, all right, I got you.
But I want to go back to what we were talking about, because you mentioned a word that we don't talk about in the church a lot, and it's the word rebuke. Yeah. The scripture says that open rebuke is better than secret love. So your little secret relationship that you got, that you running around and you hiding it and you don't want nobody to know, and you actually think that's true love because y'all lie and cover each other and hide each other's sin and enable each other and don't tell nobody what you're doing and all that different kind of stuff. You actually think that's real love, when real love is telling somebody you're wrong, like openly, not trying to hide it. But open rebuke is better than a secret kiss or secret love. Man, like, I think we got to get back to that. I just think Christians don't like Christianity. You know what I mean? I just don't think that we are used to Christian culture. So whenever we see it, it automatically shocks us because we really do see ministry from a democratic lens. You know what I mean? Like we feel like somebody's civil rights has been, hear me, when you, and I'm trying to be careful when I say this, but when you walk into a church, you're not in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can't vote us in, you can't vote us out. If you don't like what we preaching, you can't make us change what we preach. And for a long time, that's the way we've treated the American church. Like it's like a democracy. And I do think that there is a group of believers, a group of leaders that's rising up that say like we're not building church like that. Like we're not establishing church like that. So yeah, when I first saw it, I honestly I think this, and I told y'all this before. But when I met when I met my wife, I don't know her facial expressions, right? There's a word, God moved across the face of the deep. The word face there is the word panim. And it's more than a word, it's a world. The word panim is literally the surface of revelation. The face is the surface of revelation because whatever's going on in the heart is revealed on the face. So the face is supposed to be like the top of the waters, meaning that if you drop a pebble, you're going to see the ripple effects in the waters. If you touch a person's heart, you're going to see the ripple effect on their face. So God moved over the face. And I think a lot of times, if you don't know a person, you can misconstrue their face, 100%. But you can also misconstrue their tone.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like if somebody walked in, I was just like, Lance, no. You would know I was joking, but they would think I was serious because they don't know my tone. And me taking time to get to know Kim Burrell, I know she's hardly ever serious. Everything she does and says, she be thinking in her mind, it's a joke. But when you're naturally intimidating, and people that have a really great gift, people are naturally intimidated, and they be thinking like, hey, I'm joking. They don't see it like that 100%. Because they see you as a giant. Somebody told me that about pastoring. They said, you have to understand the way you say stuff is not the way people hear you because they filter what you say through your authority.
100%.
See, you got to understand, I don't see my authority. I'm just Brian. So if I joke and be like, you Greg, I be just joking, but they're like, he just prophesied to me and said that I was crazy. He spoke apostolically and said that and I'm like, bro, it ain't even that deep. So I do think that you have to be able to know your authority and to know how people perceive your level of authority. But I will say this, in the video, she kept saying it in the sense of, this is my solo, I got it.
Yeah.
The lady kept singing, all right now, I got it. If you watch the video, you even see a man turn around and tell the lady, all right, she's telling you to be quiet. And she kept singing.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, if I've given you an instruction, there's been times where I'll say, everybody repeat after me. And I say something, but then I go to something else that I'm not telling you to repeat. 100%. And I'll say something, somebody will repeat it. I'll say, not that. I'm not telling you to repeat it. You can't get mad if I'm giving you an instruction.
Right.
Talk to me. Yeah, I can disagree. Tell me what y'all think.
It's important for as kids, like you get your kids in sports and different things of that nature, because in those things you learn how to take instruction, you learn how to take rebuke outside of your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you fall familiar with your parents. So your parents will tell you to do something, you be like, oh, okay, I know they're gonna tell me at least 2 more times before they really. Everybody
ain't your mom and your dad.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like as you playing sports and doing different things, you will learn like, okay, if the coach tell me to run suicides or to do this or to go pick this up, it's like, okay, get it together. You know what I'm saying? Let me do it now. Like I can't wait, or I might lose my spot on the team. Things of that nature. So,
I think Kim Burrell, anything she does at this point, because she's been like a topic or a subject or just kind of in that light over the past year, 2, 3, 4-ish times now, she almost can't do anything outside of what makes people comfortable at this stage. And then even thinking about that, what y'all talking about like rebuke, and you're saying like the church isn't a democracy. When it comes to someone not accepting a rebuke or not allowing themselves to be open with their church to get counsel or anything like that, do you think the church should put them out? Like we're gonna go to that. We're not going to that yet. Oh. We're gonna go to that. I see what you're trying to do. I know it's a great segue. I mean, you are doing your job. I just feel like there's a little bit more we can squeeze out of this before we go to that. I definitely, if a person is not receiving correction and stuff like that, it would be hard to directly pastor them. But you can always indirectly pastor them. I wouldn't kick you out.
You know what I mean? You can still come, but if you ask for a meeting, I'm saying no, because you've already demonstrated that you're not going to listen to what I say. So I wouldn't kick him out. But going back to the whole Kim Burrell situation, so the first thing is sometimes we don't know people's face. Sometimes we don't know people's tone. But now, again, everybody may not remember this, all right? When Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson first came into WWE, he was a hero. He was a babyface. He was a good guy, right? But they kind of said, you know what, let's try some stuff. Let's try and make you a heel. And let's see how that worked. They made him a heel, and he just loved that character. He was able to really just relax into that character. Shannon Sharp was asking Ric Flair, hey, have you ever played a good guy? He said, yeah, I played a good guy, but my personality really comes out when I play a heel. If you go to basketball, whether it's Lance Stevenson, whether it's Dylan Brooks, when people start perceiving you as a bad guy, you got two choices. You can either try to prove them wrong or just become what they feel like you are, right? 100%. Like Batman, become the vigilante, become the bad guy. Since they're already going to put it on you, I feel like Kim Burrell has taken that mindset. You know what I mean? In the sense of, y'all already don't like me. You ain't going to like nothing I do. You're going to already say something. So you know what? I'm going to be me and just say whatever I want to say because you're going to take it however. So personally, when I talk to her, she's like, bro, they're gonna make it seem like whatever. They're going to chop it and twist it. They're going to make it seem like whatever they want. So why am I going to sit here and then worry about their opinion of me? So I think now she's kind of playing into it. Yeah. I do. I think now she's like, watch this. You know what I mean? I can just throw a little bit of something and watch it hit the internet. And for her, if she is as smart as I know she is, and if we are smart, if anybody is smart, what does the world do when there's controversy? They use that to promote whatever project. Yep. And so 100%. If she's smart, she'll do stuff like that. That's right before a project, right before a tour, and she'll get the publicity for it. So, but I just think that it's so interesting. And that's why I wanted to go before you went to that. It's interesting because I don't know if y'all saw this, but there's a church here in Atlanta called the Vision Church. All right. Now, the Vision Church is led by Bishop O.C. Allen, which is a gay bishop. Not only is he a gay bishop, but he's married to a man. He has a first gentleman, and they lead a church called the Vision Church. And there was a video just posted. I think it was either today, probably of Sunday, but there was a video just posted where he was preaching. He's in the middle of his message. I don't know what he's preaching, but he's preaching. He's in the middle of his message. He comes down off the pulpit, and while he's preaching, he sees a man sleeping. Right? And did he say, touch your neighbor, telling him wake up? Did he say, let me go wake this guy up nicely? No. Maybe he knew the guy. Maybe he didn't know the guy. I don't know. But he literally hits did y'all send that to me? Yes. Y'all send that to me? All right, let's see if we can look that up real quick. He literally hits the man and says, wake up. What did you say? Oh, y'all see it, man. He literally hits the man and says, wake up. Let's see if we can find it so y'all can see it. What did you look up? Oh, I see it. I see it. The fact that this thing is already up there, that's crazy. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. It's too fast for me to even. All right, hold on. All right, share screen. All right, we're going to look at it a few times, y'all. Who's just laughing? Wait! But look at the people laughing around. That we didn't know. Wake up. Wake up. Wait! I don't know who that is laughing. That's crazy. Look, I want one more time. I want y'all to see it. That we didn't know. Wake up. Wake up. Hits him. People around him start laughing. I'm talking about rolling on the floor. Wait! All right. And guess what? Nobody said nothing. He got away with it. He was able to hit, put his hands on somebody. Yeah. And you know the reason he was able to do it and nobody said anything? Throw it to the guy. Don't give it to me. They ain't gonna cancel me. Why? Why? Why?
Because of his chosen lifestyle.
You feel bad?
That was a nice way to say it.
Because he's gay. You better not say nothing. I dare you. You better not say nothing about no gay person. Because the moment you say something, it ain't even got to be about their lifestyle. It's hate speech. It's you are a bully. Why? Why? My thing is, now again, hear me. I have nothing against what Bishop O.C. Allen did.
100%.
I have nothing. Come down. If somebody sleep, if you know him, hey, I have no issue. My issue is, why if Kim Burrell do something, we are attacking her. She's a bully. She's intimidated. She should have been canceled a long time ago. She always got an attitude. You ever seen a gay man? They always got an attitude too. But you ain't saying nothing about that. To the point that you think you could put your hands on me? Now, come on now. Come on now. If Kim Burrell would have did that, there would have been a lawsuit. Somebody would have said, I'm getting some money. No. So that the double standard is what I don't like. The moment Kim Burrell went on that, and again, the rant that she went on, or the rant that people talk about when she was talking about gay people, that wasn't even about gay people. That was about Karn. That was about Brian Karn and about how they're handling him, or, the fact that they let him do anything. And then she went into this whole thing. But she was giving an example. It wasn't even about gay people, but the fact that she said it, bro, they have not been able to let her live that down since. She's been walking on eggshells since. And if you know her, she ain't gonna walk on eggshells. So I ain't really have a problem with what she did. I just say, if you're gonna be controversial, let the controversy work for you. All right. That's all I say. If you're going to be controversial, then be controversial on purpose. Whatever. It got quiet. We're going to keep moving. But from that, I did a good little segue. You saw that?
Great segue.
Did a little segue. And to the last one, what is this last thing? So remind me of this, because you sent this to me. I'm not too familiar with the situation. Yeah. Tell me about this thing.
So a young lady received a termination letter from her church, and they also gave her a check for her tithes back. So they were terminating her because she decided to initiate a divorce without talking to them. She wasn't taking advice from the pastors or the council. And they were saying that she was posting like unchristian and indecent photos and images and kind of like talking about the church community and things like that. So some of the question was, is it okay? And at the bottom, it said, no matter what you try to show us, we just know that you're not in a good place. So some of the controversy was, would you even give the tithes back? Would you give the check back? Would you give her the termination letter? And then, like Lance and I were talking a little bit before, just if someone's not in a good place, is that the time to like put them out of the church altogether?
They ain't got nothing to do with you. They ain't got, well, first of all, sounds like a great church. Sounds like a phenomenal church. The fact that you would put somebody out, give them a letter, be organized, and then give them their tithe back. That sounds like a really, really nice church, because most churches would not have given that tithe back. They would not have given that back. But I guess to kind of go ahead and circumvent the conflict, because most likely if they had just given it maybe the week before, they probably going to ask for it back. So in order to just curb that, I can see that. But as a pastor, my primary priority is to protect the sheep and the flock. If there is a person that needs help, we're supposed to help them until helping them becomes detrimental to either my safety or the flock's safety. So if she was doing some stuff in the congregation that they deemed unnecessary or dangerous, it don't matter what she's going through. I'm not about to sit there and cater to your mental and emotional health while you're causing trauma in my church. No, you need to leave. You need to go. You can do something else. Watch at home. There's so many other opportunities for you to even stay involved and continue to watch, just not here if you're going to cause like disruption or something like that. But did they say, so they said she was leaving, number one, she was initiating divorce without probable cause. This is the thing, y'all. I think sometimes we forget, if you're a part of a church, you're actually supposed to be a part of a spiritual community. 100%. Like, we're supposed to be together. We're supposed to be doing life together. Now, if you go to a Kingdom Hall, This is not a new concept. If you go to a 7-day Adventist church, this is not a new concept, right? If you go to a family church, especially an African church, Jamaican church, this is not a new concept. It's only in these Western American churches where people feel like I can come in, don't talk to me. Don't ask me no questions. I'm going to go to the church, I'm going to tithe, and I'm going to leave, I'm going to go home, and I don't want anybody to have any type of connection, oversight, accountability, insight into my life. And then they wonder, I've been a Christian for 20 years, and this stuff don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do you think that is? Maybe you started practicing wrong, but because you had no accountability, there was nobody to say, why do you keep saying Father God after you pray? Or why do you keep worshiping like that? Why do you still have idols in your home? Why do you still read your horoscope? You don't have a community of people that can actually say, I think you're practicing the dark arts of ministry. You see, that's the segue. You know, it seems like you're practicing something, or you're practicing your faith amiss, and that happens to a lot of people. So that was the first thing they said, that she was initiating a divorce without cause. That's like saying, okay, why are you getting divorced? Oh, I'm just tired. Did he cheat on you? No, but he just... You said for better. I feel like a minister now. For better or for worse, for richer or for poorer. Now I'm telling you, we say mental, emotional, verbal. There's many types of abuse.
100%.
Yeah. I know men that don't let their women spend money. They're like, you got to check with them before you spend money. That is abusive, especially if she make more than you. How you controlling the money and she make more than you, and then you ain't gonna let her get a dress? That's crazy. That's crazy. But there's a lot of forms of abuse, creative abuse. There's people that won't let you do what God called you to do.
Yeah.
Won't let you be creative. You got to sit there like a first lady in a little hat and dress like I want you to dress, look how I want you to look, and you are constricted. There's a lot of forms of abuse, right? I know, I'm not saying I know personally, but I know of situations. The church is like, what do you want to call it? Pastors know they can cuss their wife out in the car, and know when the wife come in church, they gotta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the pastor knows it. The pastor be like, hey, how you doing? Knowing that she got to be like, hey, and do it on purpose and dare them. I dare you embarrass me.
That's crazy.
Like, that's abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, baby, I won't do that no more. I tell you, I won't do that. I won't do that. That's a joke. That's a joke. I ain't never did that. I don't even think in the entire 12 years we've had this church, me and Patrice have ever gotten in an argument before church or after church. Sundays are for God. I mean, that ain't nothing to clap for. It's just, who argue? I want to argue with, I don't want to argue with nobody before church. I will.
Yeah.
I will, though. I don't want to. But I've cussed a few people out before. So, but hey, hear me, I ain't gonna lie to you. My best message. That was my best message. Best Sunday I ever had. It really made me. Now I come to church looking for somebody to cut. What, George? When in doubt, if I George don't get nothing. No, don't even matter. George don't get nothing. Matt, you hardly get anything either. That's why I got problems with you. I let you do whatever you want to do. Anyway, but she initiated a divorce without cause. That second thing was what? That second thing was what?
She was posting unchristian posts and indecent pictures.
So she was showing. I caught myself. She had an OnlyFans page or something?
I don't know. It didn't say all that detail. She was showing some things for some change.
I want to ask y'all this because we are in. Somebody just asked me that. Okay, and y'all know about this. I think y'all know about this. Y'all have been around for a while. I'm not going to give details right now, but when we first started hiring people, I hired a person, and I did not know that they were. Y'all remember this? I know y'all know. Y'all gotta know. I've said this a billion times, but I hired a person, and I hired them. They were married. Everything was good. I go to South Africa. I come back. They say they want to meet with me, and they want to meet with me because before they got saved, they were a porn star, And apparently somebody at their job found one of their videos on the internet. Yeah. And the videos started resurfacing. And so they wanted to have a meeting with me to tell me, I don't know what you pressed. Okay. I don't know what you pressed, but Lord help us. But they wanted to have a meeting with me to tell me that, hey, they used to be a porn star and they have an active video on the internet. For me,
oh my goodness.
Blessed is he that believes. That ain't me. All right. You ain't gonna tell, because I don't know if you lying. You could be looking for attention. I can't fire you without knowing if it's true.
100%.
I'm not gonna do that. What am I gonna do? Just take your word for it? You lied to get the job. You may be lying now. Yeah. So I said, send me the video. I said, if it's real, send me the video. Send me the video.
I knew this was.
And hear me, it was real. It was real. It was real. I'm just adding this. It wasn't my type of porn. I'm just saying it wasn't stuff I like. It wasn't stuff. It was weird. Yeah, you know it. It was some stuff that I was like, Lord Jesus. It was some stuff I'd never seen. I'll never want to see. I shudder to think. Needless to say, we fired him, and we moved on with our life. But that was a real. That was a real thing. That was a real thing. Yep.
It's the awkward silence.
If it ain't never been silent, I'm telling you, it ain't never been silent in this room. It was silent.
Oh man.
Y'all would have took his word for it? Nope. You tell me you do miracles, show me. I'm just saying, you tell me you can do something, go do it. If you cannot, somebody said next topic. Anyway, Indy, I have no idea what she did. Let me ask you a question though. If a church did find out that you were in a different type of lifestyle, what should be their approach or what should be their recourse of action?
I think more people need to be sat down. I just know, even just from experience, from like when I was younger, it was a point because as a leader or like leading choir or whatever the case may be, there were a lot of conversations that we knew people had like lifestyles that were antithesis to what we were leading other people to, or saying we're Christian in church. And at one point, it just got to like nobody want to sit. Y'all ain't gonna sit nobody down. I'll sit myself down. If that's the case, because it was just still going out, hanging out, drinking, doing the stuff or whatever, and then coming in on Sunday morning like everything's all cool. It's like y'all don't notice. Yeah, and nobody's gonna pay attention to that because they were too focused on the gift. Right. But just I think if more people are sat down, I think it gives an opportunity to humble it and not feel like you're entitled to a position or to a space in the church just because it's church. Because Christianity is so loose anyway. I think when it comes to grace and just like, oh, it'll be okay. We do it. God to forgive us and just keep it moving versus there being no consequence.
I'm telling y'all, I really think that we need discipleship in sanctification. Yeah. Like, no, hear me what I'm saying. Like if a Muslim converts, like if a person converts to Islam, there is a period of time where they have to like give up all of their last stuff or their past stuff. And they have to then like accept and acquiesce to a new diet, a new lifestyle, a new way of dressing, speech. They get names. Yeah. Like they get a new name, like you're Muhammad al-Shabaab or something, whatever the case may be. And now from now on out, you going by that name or whatever the case may be. It's like Christians, we come down to the altar and literally we try to figure out how fast we can go back to our old life or go back to normal or whatever the case may be. But I do think that when a person gets saved, there should be and again, hear what I'm saying, and then let's talk about it. Maybe I'm not saying that. I just feel like you should get saved, and you know how you have rehab, and and you go to rehab and you're there for like 3 months, you can't see your family, like you have no access to drugs, friends, TV. Like sometimes I feel like people that get saved, they need that. Like they need a period of time where they're no longer dependent on the world. They no longer associate with the world. They're no longer involved in the world, so that they can actually build a different life, a spiritual life that doesn't resemble where they came from. It is hard to then establish Christian practices, apply them, when your life is still filled and surrounded by the same thing it was before you got saved. So I just think that we need some discipleship in sanctification. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when you're introduced to fasting and prayer and holiness and modesty and how you dress. I know we don't like to think about it, but Christianity got culture too. Yeah. Like every other faith has culture, and we never think about Christianity as culture, but Christianity has culture too. It may not be we don't have to wear a particular thing, but whatever we wear needs to be modest, meaning that we're not accentuating any part of our body too much or more than the other. You know what I mean? I heard somebody, and this is what I'm saying. Somebody posted this on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go to my Facebook page because there's a few Facebook things I wanted to bring up, but they posted some on Facebook and said, I ain't about to dress like a pilgrim to prove that I'm saved.
A pilgrim?
So you going to dress like a hoe to prove that you believe in grace? Like you going to dress scantily clad to prove that I'm not religious? And then it'd be so funny because if you dress scantily clad and then you attract the wrong energy, these be the same people that don't look at me like that. I'm not a piece of meat. And it's like, well, you showing your meat.
Pardon my love.
I was saying something though, y'all.
The men like before
Facebook. Thank you. I want to show y'all this. Let me go to Facebook real quick.
Oh, now it's the Facebook part. Thought he was still on me.
Scantily clad. Like a leprechaun. Scantily clad.
This is a wonderful time for a commercial break. It is good to see everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining. It is Monday night. We're going into the second hour of our broadcast. We're probably only going to be on for another 15 minutes. I don't want it to be long tonight, but it is so good to see everybody. I appreciate you all being on every single Monday night at 10 p.m. We go live for spiritual therapy where we bring spiritual commentary to some of the world's most current events. We just have a spiritual dialogue. We have a spiritual conversation, and we pray that it gives you a level of revelation and it equips you to be able to deal with what the world has to offer. Every single Monday night, we want you to tap in. We want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So when we go live, you get the notifications, and we want you to tag somebody, share the video with somebody. All right. So people can get encouraged and they can find community as well. All right. Real quick. I want to show y'all, like, I'm going to my Facebook. People be saying something. Did y'all see, y'all saw what I posted about, what was it about when everybody was going in about armor bearers? Y'all saw that? I want to show this real quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about, I'd be like, are y'all just confused?
Just reading to
are y'all upset? What happened to y'all?
They just pick a word and then
I'm like, nope, for real? All right, let me show y'all this. I'm about to share my screen real quick. All right. All right, yeah, I'll share it. Y'all can see that.
Yes.
Let me put it like this. So I posted this, and number one, I did not write it. Number one, somebody else wrote it, but I totally agree with it. It said armor bearers and adjutants. So is it talking to everybody? No, it's talking to armor bearers and adjutants. And this is 101. This is 102. So that means this ain't 101. So that means there's some stuff you should already know before we go into this. It's 102. It says when you're around your pastor's, it doesn't say when you're serving in the church. It doesn't say when you're dealing with a visitor. Yep. It said when you are around your pastor's company, if privileged, don't speak, protect, learn, and listen. Their friends are not your friends.
Yeah.
Right? Now, look, not only did I post this, but the first thing I did was what?
You sent it to them?
I sent it to the armor bearers. I said, this is really good, or whatever. They liked it. They didn't say nothing, or whatever the case may be. Now, when I sent this to y'all, Lance, did you feel something in your spirit? Was it a check in your spirit? Did you feel a certain type of way where you're offended? I mean, come on, be honest. This is not for for sons only, but you could be honest.
Yeah, no, it was no offense. It was a teaching moment. I thought about different times where I may have been in company. Did I say anything? Was there any time that I stepped out of bounds? And if there was, I did pray. I asked for repentance from God and then kept it moving from there.
100%. Yeah. And I'm just looking at people's comments and stuff like that. But I was really shocked. I want us to look at the comments though. Like I don't just want to look at that. I want to look at the comments because I was like, am I missing something?
People got stuck on the don't speak part.
Somebody said, let me see an armor bearer contract. Maybe I'm just ignorant. I am a woman of order and I believe in policy, procedure, and proper protocols. Okay. But folks need to consider it a privilege when people agree to serve and protect them. No, don't count it. We're not saying count it a privilege to serve somebody, which it is. All right. But we're saying count it a privilege if you're around your pastor's company.
Correct.
All right. So Jeff was armor bearing one time and Ty Trippett came in town, right? He had his concert. And so I hate concerts. I don't go to concerts, but I know if I'm going to see my friend, then I'm going to have to go to the concert. So we go to the concert. Hear me. I'm just there, bruh. I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, whatever. Jeff is losing his mind. Jeff is losing his everlasting mind. I'm talking about he is going in. This is his great. I'm like, oh, he's having a good time, type of deal. And then afterwards, we're going to stay around and wait or whatever. We're going to go to the back so we can meet Ty or whatever. I wish Jeff would have been like, can I get a picture?
Yeah.
That would have been last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would never, because number one, we're not fans. We're friends. This is not your opportunity. And hear me, if it is, sacrifice it for me.
100%.
So you don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
100%.
Right? Like, what are you talking about? It is a privilege. So you think that he just deserved, I'm not talking about Jeff, I'm talking about anybody. So you think that you just deserve to be around my friends? It is a privilege. And if you don't think it's a privilege, you shouldn't be serving.
100%.
Yeah.
Thinking it's a privilege don't mean that you feel like you're less. Hear me. If I'm around you and you're around a great artist, it's a privilege because the only reason I'm getting a chance to meet them is because you gave me a chance.
100%.
Like, where's the honor? Where's the humility? But see, y'all think of yourselves more highly than you ought to think.
100%.
And you think that you're on the same level as the pastor you serving. If that was true, you wouldn't be serving them.
100%.
You're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to serve into something. You're trying to get a level of wisdom and impartation and revelation. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's saying you're less of a human being. You're equal in the eyes of God. You're just as valuable. But see, the problem is when you have people that are insecure and people that already see themselves as less than, that's how they respond anytime somebody asks them to serve.
Yep.
Jesus said, the greatest among you will be the one that is so secure he can serve.
100%.
Jesus took all of his disciples who were less educated, less experienced, less anointed and said, today I'm going to take off my apron and I'm going to wash your feet.
Yeah.
Was that a privilege? You darn right that was a privilege. That is a privilege. And anybody, he said, you don't let me do this, you have no part of me. You have no part with me. I like the arrogance of these people. This is a sacrifice. Yeah, and it's a sacrifice for me letting you in. Because I already know you gossip and don't live right and talk to your friends about what we do. So it is dangerous for me to open my office to you, knowing you talk too much.
100%.
Talking about this is a sacrifice. You right. It is sure a sacrifice. To let you back here is a sacrifice. Because you say one crazy thing, all this is gone.
Yeah.
Because you got mad. And that's why I'm like, the fact that we would even think that you deserve that.
100%.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
As many bad decisions as you made, and I'm supposed to trust your decision making.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
So I am taking a risk by letting you back here. And then you don't even know people's humanity threshold.
Right.
There's some people that get familiar the moment they see you pass gas. The moment they see you belch, they like, he passed gas like me. I'm like, what are you?
100%.
He's like me. Like, okay. What that mean? You can disrespect me now?
Right.
I don't get it. People are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus would have had this lofty attitude, but the Negro had 12 people serving him.
100%. 100%. 100%.
But Jesus wouldn't have had this attitude. What are you saying? It's like y'all just be putting stuff on Jesus that even Jesus.
Was that, but then I think too, people just lose the honor and rank. Like rank is.
They don't view rank. Rank?
Exactly.
There's somebody bigger than me, better than me, wiser than me.
Yeah.
Well, you must be crazy.
But then, like, if you, it's a on the
there's no rank when you're a celebrity in your own eyes.
100%.
When you great in your own eyes,
100%.
there's no rank because you're spending your entire life trying to get people to recognize you.
100%.
Like, no, I'm important, and I'm telling you, Christianity, man, God, there is no other faith on the planet because Christianity is so supernatural, but it's practical. Like, it's meant to check that.
Yeah.
You ambitious? Okay, cool. Serve. It's meant to check that. It don't matter how big you think you are. Serve. Let's see if arrogance can survive serving.
Yeah.
Not if you're doing it right. These people, I don't think Jesus would have had this lofty. There is nothing biblical about this.
It's wisdom.
So there's a thing called a cupbearer. There's a thing called an armor bearer. There's a thing called an assistant, an adjutant. Like, where do you say that this stuff is not biblical? Ham's grandson got cursed.
Yeah.
Cursed. I know we don't believe in curses because we're in the dispensation of grace and we don't believe in curse. I'm telling you, curses still work.
Yeah.
Let a person with enough authority tell you it won't work. Even if it do, your mind won't think it did.
100%.
No. Your mind won't, because you'll be being successful, but all you'll hear is the disapproval of somebody in authority. That's why it's important who speaks over your life. They can bless you or they can curse you. There is nothing biblical about it. I love the freedom in serving Jesus. We are mere mortals and the pride needs to fall among church leaders. That's crazy. Oh, I like this. Hear my heart. Although we don't know each other, I'm glad they said that. Hear my heart. Doesn't this seem a little condescending? And I think this is one I actually replied to. And I said this. I said, it should feel condescending. I said, it shouldn't. That's probably why. Let me edit this real quick. It shouldn't. Don't you hate that? I can't stand that. Yeah, it's like I done had it up for 2 weeks. It shouldn't feel condescending if someone is addressing an issue. I think people forget how many people use positions for ambitious reasons or even selfish gain. And you have to set boundaries, especially when lines have been crossed. This isn't some biblical law, but a best practice to guide professionalism to fight against familiarity. Y'all don't want me to get upset. I'm get upset. That's damn people, stupid people, man. Where's the thumbs down button? Remember the movie? Okay, that's good. This is a good comment. I was about to say it in a bad way. They said, they said, remember the movie The Butler. I just don't like that whole, how they setting up this thing. Yeah, I hate this. I look forward to the day. Hold on, give me a second. I'm getting mad. I'm gonna read them. We're gonna just, man. I wish I was Tim Ross, boy. I wish I could just cuss all the time. I just wish I could cuss. Just wish I could cuss. But if you leave a podcast, nobody care.
Right.
You leave a church, it's a little different. I look forward to the day where being a part of a black church leader. Now, I'm sorry. Carl Lentz is white. Carl Lentz, right? The guy who had the scandal. Yeah. He's white. Do y'all remember Polk? Y'all remember, you remember Earl Polk? He was white. Jim Jones was I think he was white. Why they acting like this stuff only going on in the black church? Mm-hmm. Jim Jones had 300. I don't know how many people killed themselves for him. And a person can't give my guest water without having a conversation with him, and it's abusive. But these 500, 600, 700 white people can kill themselves for their white path, and nobody's like, these people are crazy, man. What does this have to do about the black church? I look forward to the day where being a part of a black church leadership doesn't feel like a hazing of low self-esteem people wanting to be accepted. Oh, Father, help us. Door to the couch. Let them talk. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I know you didn't get nothing off of that.
I was just gonna say, from a practical standpoint, like if you're in the room with two powerful people, say you had Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, right? And you have the privilege to be in that room with them. Are you gonna go in trying to over talk or just speak? Or are you gonna sit there and listen to hear that conversation? Can you imagine 100%. What that conversation is like? But you're gonna miss it trying to fangirl out or fan out. Or just, hey, let me tell you, just all over the place.
It's a message on the exchange where Bishop Brady was saying that one time he was at the table with his pastor and other pastors, and he said he was, speaking, and his pastor told him like, no. And in that moment he was telling him like, you're not there yet. You speaking well beyond your time. Slow down, like once again, it's honor in rank. When you're looking up at the guy that your spiritual father, the man that you're serving, and you're in the room with other men of God and women of God or whatever, it's an honor to be in those rooms.
Yep.
And you dishonor that room by inserting your opinion to people that's already been where you are. You're trying to get to a place. You're trying to get to where your father is leading you. So if you dishonor that spot, then you are doing yourself disservice, and you are embarrassing your spiritual father.
And that's why the guest would never say anything.
100%.
Right? Like the guest ain't gonna say, hey, why are you talking to me? Because that's crazy. Because if a guest said that, I would probably say something like, hold up now. All right, they serving me, not you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect you or something like that. You know what I mean? But they feel there's times that we travel, right? And the worst thing, and this is for any armor bearer, any adjutant, even if you're driving a preacher, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
All right? It's not that we're being bougie and we don't want to talk. We're about to go and use our voice for 50 minutes. And that hurts. It don't feel good. And then to talk before and then have to talk when my voice is already tired by the time I preach. Right? And I don't push as much, but that's because so Apostle, man, it's so good to have you, man. What book do you feel like and I'm sitting there like, or whatever. And I mean, for me, I just usually endure it and, talk to the person or whatever. But you do want sometimes people with you that can be like, that can intercept. 100%. They can be like, hey man, hey, do you mind? Hey, can we turn on radio? Can we turn or something? Do something to get the person to be quiet. That's not subservient. That's not condescending. If anything, that shows that you care about me and care about my assignment. And get this, let's say you don't. I should have people around me that care enough about me that they won't let you do that.
Right.
We had revival last week.
Yep.
We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, we got out 10:30. I thought that was going to be our longest night. But then the night after that, we had Pastor Candy West. We didn't get out until like 12:30. Maybe around like 10:45, I went over to my wife's armor bearers and I said, why is she still here? I didn't talk to her. I went to the armor bearers. Why is she still here? Why haven't y'all said, you can go now? Do you want to go? Ask her. But she's just sitting there. She's just standing there in heels for hours. Let her go. And I said, babe, you can go. Like, thank you. You can go. And you should do that. If you see I'm tired, hey, if you see 50 people talking and you see I'm tired, you take liberty to be like, Pastor, we got to go. And let me say no, or let me go. But if you're going to be an armor bearer, you do have a level of responsibility over the person that you are serving. So a lot of times the person won't say something. So then the pastor has to interject. I've seen it a whole bunch of times. I've seen it a lot. But I'm glad we had that conversation because that was kind of bugging me. And I really wanted to make sure that we got some clarity. It's a good topic for sons only. But it's late. It's late.
Jesus being lofty is crazy. He got angels singing holy day and night.
And he let one of them miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. He let one of them miss a beat. Well, Jesus gonna behold them fall like lightning. They're gonna be cast out. I do want to continue talking about the dark arts of ministry. We've been on here too long, and I think some of the stuff that we talked about encapsulated the dark arts of ministry. So we're gonna do a part 3 next week, because I do want to get into poisonous prophecy. I want to get into like the luring of sheep. I want to get with sexual misconduct, and we're starting our relationship series this month. Come on, y'all, let's give it up for our relationship series. All right, so February is our covenant month, so all month long, probably gonna go a couple of weeks into March, we are doing our relationship series, and the relationship series this month is called Fatal Attraction. It's awesome. This week is relational warfare, which is going to be a part 2, because I've done relational warfare before, but this is going to really kind of go into how the enemy uses those that are closest to you to derail your destiny or to delay your destiny. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Job and his wife, Lot and his wife, Adam and Eve. We're going to talk about Samson and Delilah. We're going to talk about all of these different relationships where the enemy used the person that was closest to the person to get to them and to disrupt their destiny. It is going to be awesome. Week after that, I think we're going to do relational witchcraft, where we deal with potions and spells and incantations and curses, and it's going to be really, really good. It's going to be dope. And if we go ahead and book it, we should be on Hardly Initiated this month as well. So that's going to be dope. We're going to do a part 2 of that. Go ahead and drop your man. It's going to be dope. We're going to do a part 2. And we're going to be talking about relational witchcraft on there as well. So we got a busy, busy month. I want you to plug in, all right, every single Sunday at 9 a.m., 11:30, you got 2 opportunities to worship with us. And guess what? Tuesday, tomorrow, we are back on site for Leader Pour. Super excited about it. So if you are in the Atlanta area and you want a place to be poured into, you want a place to get some equipping, some development, some discipleship, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here at Embassy City, 4665 Macland Road. We're going to be in the I don't know, yes. We're going to either be in the youth sanctuary. Yeah, so we'll be in the youth sanctuary, and we're going to have a really, really awesome time. We got Q&A. We haven't done Q&A since last year. It's been a long time since Q&A, so we're going to have some Q&A, and it's going to be an awesome time, all right? So look, I know it's late. I want to let you all go. Hear me. Until next time, find a couch. Be vulnerable, all right? Be transparent. Talk to somebody. There's so much that God wants to deal with, so much that God wants to cultivate and grow in you, but it can't happen until Psalm 23. Psalm 23. Until Psalm 1. Yes, Psalm 23. He maketh us to lie down. Yeah, yes. He maketh us to lie down in green pastures. I'm just talking about a comfortable place, a place where you feel comfortable, where you can be vulnerable. Maybe it's a couch, maybe it's a friendship, but find a place where you can be vulnerable. It's going to be good for your spiritual health. All right, I love y'all. Can't wait for next week. It's going to be awesome. And look, tomorrow, Wednesday, we got another episode of For Sons Only. And guess what? Lance is going to be, what do you call it? Directing or hosting. Lance is going to be hosting. I'm going to be there. We got 2 sons that's going to be on the couch. We're going to be interviewing 2 sons. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'll just say that they old. All right. They old. All right. So I just tell you that. But other than that, it's going to be really, really good. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful night. Y'all know what we didn't even do? We didn't take up no type of offering. We didn't even give people an opportunity to sow. If you want to sow, we do believe in sowing. We do believe in investment. If you want to sow, the Cash App will be down there on the screen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post it in the comments just so I can leave. And if y'all want to see it, y'all can see it. Yeah. All right, people. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next time.